Hello, and welcome. Tonight, there is nothing you must do except soften. Let the shoulders let go, let the breath lengthen, and let thought fall backward like a leaf finding its quiet place on still water. The house will keep its small routines. The world will continue its slow rotations and quiet revolutions. For now, you are invited to float, not away from life, but gently into its deeper edges, where stars hold their own slow rhythms and the universe keeps its patient watch. Imagine a wide, dark pool of space, so calm it seems almost to be listening. In that listening, there are small luminous things, newborn stars that breathe light, ancient galaxies that remember the first heat of time, and the faint, cool glow left over from when the cosmos first learned to be transparent. These are not facts rattled off like coins. They are soft impressions, small miracles told in the low voice of science, each one a companion for the path toward sleep. We will move slowly together, drifting from one quiet truth to the next, as if walking along the rim of an endless ocean. Each idea will be a pebble in the hand, warm from the memory of formation, how hydrogen and helium folded into the first stars, how gravity threaded galaxies into a delicate web, how invisible matter hums through the spaces between everything. Wherever knowledge softens into wonder, we will pause. Wherever wonder settles into peace, we will let it fade. No prior understanding is required. You do not need to hold on to terms or timings. Let occasional names, cosmic microwave background, neutron star, event horizon, be like distant bells, recognizable, simple, and safe. Let the voice be a steady tide, leading you across gentle facts and quiet astonishments, until sound itself becomes small and your breathing takes the place of a metronome. If you are ready, let the journey begin. Breathe in once soft, breathe out longer. There is room here for wonder, for calm, and for sleep. Some stars breathe like living hearts. In the dark ocean of the cosmos, a star does not burn steadily. It expands and contracts, swelling like a slow heartbeat that takes days, months, or even years to complete a single pulse. These are the variable stars, suns that inhale and exhale light. As their gases heat, they rise and bloom outward. Then, cooled by their own expansion, they fall back inward, releasing soft waves of brightness that ripple across the silence. Each beat marks the passage of cosmic time, a rhythm too fast for human clocks, but perfect for the patient universe. To astronomers, those pulses are a kind of song, vibrations that reveal the star's age, size, and hidden structure. To the dreamer, they are reminders that even the most distant fires have heartbeats. The universe does not simply burn, it breathes. The dark between galaxies is not empty. If you look at a patch of sky that seems utterly black, you might think you're staring into nothing. But even in the deepest voids, the universe hums with invisible life. There are stray atoms drifting alone for eons, neutrinos whispering through the dark, and faint threads of gas stretched thin across millions of light years. The vacuum itself flickers with quantum sparks, tiny bursts of creation and disappearance too brief to see. Scientists call it quantum foam, but you could also call it the quiet shimmer of being. It's a reminder that even emptiness holds energy, that stillness is never truly still. Between galaxies, between moments, even between your thoughts, something is always softly alive. Every atom in your body was born in a star. Long before there were oceans, mountains, or names, there were stars, ancient furnaces burning in silence. In their hearts, hydrogen fused into helium, and later, Heavier elements were forged: carbon, oxygen, iron. When those stars reached the end of their lives, they exploded, scattering their ashes across space. Those ashes gathered again into new clouds, new worlds, and one small blue planet where life began. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all were born in those stellar fires. You are, quite literally, a collection of ancient stars remembering how to dream. The universe didn't just make you. You are one of the ways it looks back at itself. There are oceans of invisible light flowing through you right now. Even in darkness, the air is alive with invisible waves. Radio, microwave, infrared, drifting through your room and your body without a sound. The universe is filled with this radiation, a soft background left over from its earliest dawn. The cosmic microwave background glows at just 2.7 degrees above absolute zero, a faint warmth from when everything was light. Those photons are still traveling, crossing billions of years and billions of dreams, brushing through your skin as you sleep. You can't feel them, but they're there, quiet proof that you're never separate from the universe's first morning. The afterglow of creation is always touching you, as gentle as breath. Some planets drift through space without a sun. Not every world circles a star. Some have been flung out by the chaos of gravity, wandering through the dark with no sunrise, no orbit, and no dawn. Astronomers call them rogue planets, lonely travelers adrift in eternal night. Yet even there, in that endless shadow, warmth may remain. Some of these worlds might still glow faintly with the heat of their birth, or carry hidden oceans beneath icy crusts. If you could stand on one, the sky would be pure black, the stars unmoving. You would see forever, yet see nothing near. And still, beneath your feet, the memory of light would linger, a quiet ember floating between galaxies, waiting to be found. Some galaxies move together like dancers, bound by invisible strings. Across billions of light years, galaxies are not scattered at random. They gather along delicate filaments of gravity, tracing unseen threads that weave the universe into a vast cosmic web. One galaxy pulls another, and another follows, drifting together in long, slow spirals. The dance takes billions of years, so long that no step is ever rushed. Sometimes they collide softly, merging into new forms. Sometimes they simply pass close enough to exchange stars like gestures of recognition. The strings that bind them are made not of light, but of dark matter, silent, unseen, yet holding everything in place. In this slow waltz of gravity and time, the universe is not chaos. It is choreography. Black holes hum softly at the edge of silence. They are the most mysterious objects in existence, places where gravity folds space and time into a single curve. Nothing escapes them, not even light. Yet, through a strange dance of quantum energy, black holes emit a whisper. Physicists call it Hawking radiation, but to the imagination, it is the sound of the universe exhaling. Over trillions of years, that faint radiation will cause even the greatest black holes to fade, not in fire, but in quiet. It's an ending so slow it becomes eternal, a reminder that even the darkest places in the cosmos are not empty. They are singing, not with sound, but with the slow vibration of being. The universe once glowed with a gentle orange light. There was a time, long before stars, when the whole universe shone, about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. The first atoms formed, and for a moment, the cosmos was filled with a warm amber glow. No galaxies yet, no planets, just light, pure and unbroken, flooding all directions. That ancient light still exists, stretched now into cold microwaves by the expansion of space. It surrounds you even now, invisible but constant, a faint whisper from the universe's childhood. If you could see it as it was, you'd witness everything bathed in the color of sunrise, a beginning that never truly faded, only softened with time. The moon is slowly leaving us. Each year, the moon drifts about 4 centimeters farther away from Earth. It's a gentle separation, invisible to the eye but unceasing. Long ago, the moon hung closer, the tides stronger, the days shorter, the nights brighter. Over millions of years, this slow retreat has shaped the rhythm of life, the dance between ocean and shore. One day, billions of years from now, the moon will appear smaller in the sky, and eclipses will no longer fit so perfectly. But for now, it moves away with the patience of eternity, like a friend waving softly as they walk down a long, quiet road. There are stars so dense a teaspoon of them would outweigh mountains. When massive stars die, they can collapse into neutron stars, tiny remnants barely 20 kilometers wide, yet heavier than the sun. Inside, matter is crushed until atoms themselves collapse, and the spaces between particles vanish. A single spoonful of neutron star material would weigh billions of tons. They spin rapidly, sometimes hundreds of times per second, sending out beams of light like cosmic lighthouses. But beneath that speed and power, they are profoundly still, frozen in their own gravity, holding the memory of a sun that once burned. They are the heartbeat of the universe made solid, time condensed into matter. Some stars are born in clouds that glow like dreams. If you could drift close enough to a stellar nursery, you'd see vast billows of gas and dust lit from within, colors too soft for words, shifting like watercolor in slow motion. These are nebulae, the birthplaces of stars. Within them, gravity gathers invisible grains until pressure and heat spark the first flicker of fusion. The cloud that once hid them begins to shimmer as the newborn stars ignite, their light filtering through veils of hydrogen and dust. Some of that light has traveled for thousands of years before finding your eyes. Every time you look at an image of the Orion Nebula, you're seeing the first breath of suns that have only just begun to burn. In that quiet light, the universe is still creating, softly, endlessly, beautifully. Some stars die in silence, folding inward instead of exploding. We often imagine a star's death as a brilliant supernova, a flash so bright it outshines a galaxy. But some stars end differently. When they run out of fuel, gravity takes over completely, and instead of bursting outward, they collapse inward in perfect stillness. No explosion, no farewell, just a sudden disappearance. Astronomers call this a direct collapse. One moment, there is a shining star. The next, there is only darkness, a new black hole, invisible and absolute. Even in this, there is a strange grace. The light does not rage against its end. It bows quietly and becomes something else. The end is not destruction, but transformation, a gentle return to silence. There are galaxies with no stars at all. In the deep sky, astronomers have found faint, ghost-like galaxies, enormous clouds of dark matter and gas that barely shine. Some may have lost their stars to cosmic collisions. Others never made many stars at all. They are nearly invisible, glowing faintly in radio light, or not at all. Yet they move, bound by gravity, drifting between brighter neighbors. Their emptiness is not absence, it is rest. Perhaps they are waiting, holding their light for another age. Or perhaps they are reminders that not every corner of the universe burns. Some parts simply breathe in the dark, content to remain unseen. Light can travel through space for billions of years and still arrive. The light you see from the faintest stars tonight may have begun its journey before Earth even existed. For billions of years it has crossed space, dodging dust, stretching with the expansion of the cosmos. And finally, now, it meets your eyes. You are its destination, its resting place. In that instant, all that time collapses. The past and present fold together like the closing of wings. When you look at a star, you're not just seeing it. You're completing a story that began before you were born. In this quiet connection, you and the universe become one endless moment of light meeting light. Some galaxies collide and merge like drops of water. When two galaxies draw near, gravity begins its slow embrace. Over millions of years, they stretch and twist, their stars flung into arcs and spirals like ribbons caught in wind. The collisions look violent when sped up in simulation, but in truth, it's a slow, silent blending. Stars rarely crash. Instead, they pass through one another like ghosts, their paths bending in a slow, cosmic ballet. Eventually, the galaxies settle into one, larger, rounder, calmer. Out of chaos comes new harmony, new stars, new structure. Even in the vastness of space, merging is not destruction, it is reunion. The sun hums softly beneath its surface. Though we cannot hear it, the sun is never silent. Deep inside its glowing body, waves of pressure travel through hot plasma, bouncing between layers like sound in a giant, radiant bell. These waves make the entire star vibrate, and scientists can detect the rhythm through subtle flickers of light and movement. They call it helioseismology, the study of the sun's hidden song. Each note tells of density, temperature, and flow beneath the surface, the way a heartbeat reveals the quiet labor of life. To our eyes, the sun blazes, but beneath that brightness, it hums, a constant, low, wordless tone, the background music of existence itself. The universe has a heartbeat too, measured in ripples of gravity. When black holes collide, the force of their merger sends waves through the fabric of space-time itself. These ripples stretch and squeeze everything they touch, crossing the cosmos silently at the speed of light. Instruments on Earth, quiet detectors like LIGO, can hear them as faint chirps, tiny echoes from events billions of years old. The universe, vast and still, occasionally trembles. Each wave is a message. Two invisible giants met in darkness, and for a moment, space itself sang. The echo travels still, expanding outward forever, passing through you even now. So faint you could never feel it, yet real enough to move the worlds. The night sky is a time machine. When you gaze upward, you're not seeing space as it is. You're seeing it as it was. Every beam of starlight is an old memory, some from last night, some from millions of years ago. The Andromeda Galaxy, for instance, shines with light that left before humans existed. Even the glow of our own sun comes to us delayed, about 8 minutes behind the present. The farther you look, the further back you travel. Out there in the quiet, the past has not vanished. It's still streaming toward you in rivers of light, Every twinkle, every shimmer is a whisper from history. And when you look up, you listen. There is a cold spot in the universe that shouldn't exist. Among the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, scientists found a patch of sky strangely colder than the rest. Vast, quiet, and unexplained. Some believe it's the imprint of an immense cosmic void, a region almost empty of galaxies. Others wonder if it's something deeper, maybe the echo of another universe brushing against ours long ago. No one knows for certain. It remains one of the universe's softest mysteries. Not a sharp riddle, but a gentle uncertainty, a cool silence written on the oldest light, like a fingerprint left on glass by creation itself. There are stars so old, they outdate the galaxies around them. In the outskirts of the Milky Way, astronomers have found ancient stars older than the galaxy they live in. They were born from the first gases that filled the universe, pure hydrogen and helium, untainted by heavier elements. They are fossils of a younger cosmos, flickering reminders of when the first lights broke the darkness. They orbit far from the galactic heart, in quiet halos where few things ever change. Their glow is dim, their pace unhurried. They burn not to be seen, but simply because that is what they do. To exist is to shine. To shine is to remember. The universe is wrapped in an invisible halo. Around every galaxy, including our own, lies something vast and unseen. It isn't light, nor gas, nor dust. It is gravity's quiet shadow, made of what we call dark matter. Though invisible, it holds galaxies together, cradling them in unseen hands. The Milky Way's visible spiral, the glowing disk of stars, is just at the center of a much greater sphere that stretches hundreds of thousands of light years in all directions. Within that halo drift, ancient star clusters, ghost-like remnants of collisions long past. It's comforting, in a way, to know that even our galaxy is held, surrounded not by emptiness, but by a soft, unseen strength. Some stars live in pairs, circling one another forever. Many suns are not alone. They orbit with a companion star, bound together by gravity's gentle tether. Some dance close enough to share their outer layers, exchanging gas in slow waves of light. Others stay far apart, meeting only across centuries, yet never breaking their bond. In a few of these pairs, one star grows old and collapses, while the other remains bright, a quiet vow of balance between life and death. To distant observers, their light flickers softly as one eclipses the other. The stars keep time together, their rhythm slow, steady, and endless. Some worlds rain diamonds. On certain planets far beyond our solar system, chemistry takes on strange forms. In atmospheres rich in carbon, under crushing pressure, carbon atoms may crystallize into diamond and fall as glittering rain. On Neptune and Uranus, this might happen even now, deep within their thick blue layers, where lightning cracks the air and carbon storms shimmer unseen. It's a strange thought, entire worlds where jewels fall like snow, unseen by any eye. Yet even that beauty exists quietly, whether anyone witnesses it or not. The universe does not create for show, it simply creates. There are bubbles of heat in space bigger than galaxies. Astronomers have found vast spheres of gas, millions of light years wide, formed when supermassive black holes released jets of energy into surrounding space. Those jets carved cavities in the hot plasma between galaxies, leaving behind colossal voids, bubbles in the cosmic sea. They are nearly invisible, but their edges glow faintly in X-rays. These bubbles drift for billions of years, expanding slowly into stillness. They are echoes of ancient power, but now they rest, their violence spent. In their silence, space itself cools. The universe remembers even its storms with calm. The Milky Way is moving through space like a spiral wave. It's easy to imagine our galaxy as still, its stars twirling quietly in place. But in truth, the entire Milky Way is gliding through the cosmos, orbiting unseen centers of gravity. The sun, with its planets, follows a curved helical path, a great spiral moving through an even greater void. Everything we know, every cloud, every song, every heartbeat, is part of this long, slow voyage. You are traveling through space at nearly 1,000,000 kilometers per hour, though you will never feel the wind. The movement is too smooth, too perfect, too vast to sense. In the universe's gentle current, you are always drifting, always carried, always part of the motion. The edges of galaxies glow with ancient light. At the outermost rims of galaxies, far from the busy spiral arms, faint halos shimmer, the ghosts of old stars and the dust of long-vanished collisions. These edges are quiet, sparse, and calm. There, stars orbit slowly, taking billions of years to complete a single circle. Their light is so dim it can barely be seen, but it's steady, patient, eternal. If you could stand there, suspended beyond the noise of the core, you would see the galaxy as a glowing swirl, its center bright and alive, its edges whispering softly into space. This is where light ends, not with a flash, but with a sigh. There are rivers of galaxies flowing through the universe. When astronomers map the cosmos, they find that galaxies are not scattered randomly. They stream along great filaments, like rivers winding through a cosmic landscape. Between them lie vast, empty regions, dark oceans of almost nothing. These rivers connect superclusters across unimaginable distances, threading the universe together in quiet harmony. We live in one of these filaments, moving along with billions of other stars and worlds. It's humbling to imagine our entire galaxy, a single droplet drifting in an endless current, part of a cosmic circulation so vast it has no shore. Some stars spin faster than a heartbeat. Among the remains of collapsed suns are neutron stars that rotate hundreds of times per second. They are called pulsars, and each turn sends a beam of energy sweeping through the sky, like the light of a cosmic lighthouse. The precision is astonishing, steady enough to measure time itself. Some pulsars are more reliable than atomic clocks. From our distance, we hear them not as sound, but as rhythm, a flicker, a pulse, a whisper of regularity in the vast unpredictability of space. Even after death, these stars keep time, their heartbeat ticking across eternity. Light bends when it passes near gravity. Einstein once suggested that space itself curves, and that light, though massless, must follow those curves. Today we know it's true. When starlight travels near a massive galaxy or black hole, its path bends ever so slightly. Sometimes, the light from a distant galaxy travels multiple routes around a gravitational lens, arriving to us as arcs or rings. These illusions are called Einstein rings, perfect circles of light shaped not by glass, but by the fabric of reality. The next time you see a photograph of one, remember, it's not trickery, it's gravity drawing circles in the canvas of space. Even nothing glows faintly with the memory of everything. The vacuum of space is not truly empty. It seethes with invisible particles that appear and vanish faster than thought, filling every cubic inch with quiet activity. This quantum sea gives space a baseline hum, an energy that cannot be erased. It's the faintest possible something, the murmur beneath existence, the universe's default whisper. When you close your eyes and listen to the silence, that's what you're hearing on some level. Not air or sound, but the simple fact that there is never truly nothing. The cosmos keeps itself company. Some light takes 1 billion years to find an eye. Every photon begins a journey the moment it leaves its source. A star, a nebula, a burst of creation. It travels across the vacuum, patient and unwavering, through fields of gravity and waves of time. For 1 billion years, it wanders until it meets something that can notice it. A telescope's mirror, a pool of water, or your open eyes. The moment you see a star, that light's long journey ends. It has found its witness. You are, in a quiet way, the universe completing its own story. You are where the light comes home. There are places in the cosmos where time runs slower. Time is not constant. It bends with gravity. Near a massive star or a black hole, it stretches like soft fabric under weight. Minutes near such a mass might equal years far away. This isn't illusion or metaphor. It's measurable, tested, and true. The clocks on satellites above Earth tick faster than those on the ground. The deeper the gravity, the slower the rhythm. Somewhere, perhaps, there are civilizations whose seconds are our centuries, but in their own experience, nothing feels delayed. Time, like everything else in the universe, is relative. A quiet river flowing at many speeds, yet always in the same direction, forward. The center of our galaxy hides a sleeping giant. At the heart of the Milky Way, 26,000 light years from Earth, there is a black hole called Sagittarius A. It's about 4 million times the mass of our sun. Yet it rests quietly now, faint and calm. Occasionally it stirs, flaring with light as it swallows a passing cloud of gas. But mostly it waits, invisible and immense, like a heart beating beneath the city of stars. Around it, entire systems orbit, suns, planets, dust, all caught in the slow swirl of its gravity. We are moving too, in a vast circle around this unseen center. Every sunrise you've ever known is part of that orbit. You are already traveling through the eternity, one gentle day at a time. The universe carries echoes of its own birth. The cosmic microwave background, that faint radio hum in every direction, is the oldest light we can see. It comes from a time when the universe was only 380,000 years old, when it cooled just enough for atoms to form and light to roam free. That glow still surrounds us, stretched thin by time, cooled to near absolute zero, but unbroken. Scientists call it relic radiation. Poets might call it memory. When a radio telescope listens to the sky, that soft static you hear isn't just noise. It's the aftersound of creation, the universe still humming the tune it began with. Some galaxies spin so fast they blur their own light. In deep space, immense disks of stars whirl at unimaginable speed. At their edges, the stars move so fast they should fly apart, but they don't. Something unseen holds them together. That unseen force is dark matter. We don't know what it is, only that it's there, everywhere, binding galaxies like threads of invisible silk. Each spin is a quiet defiance of chaos, a dance balance between collapse and escape. If you could watch one from afar, it would look like a luminous whirlpool, a galaxy spinning, perfectly poised, forever in motion. Some stars die and bloom again as nebulae. When a star like our sun nears the end of its life, it sheds its outer layers in soft waves, each one glowing with color as it drifts away. What remains is a quiet white dwarf at the center, surrounded by a cloud of luminous gas, a planetary nebula. These shapes are tender, brief, and breathtaking. Expanding shells of turquoise, rose, and violet, floating through darkness like petals on a black pond. They are death made beautiful, endings turned into light. The butterfly nebula, the cat's eye, the helix, all reminders that even the fading of a star is an act of art. In its last breath, a star paints the sky. Between galaxies lies the loneliest light. In the void between clusters, countless stars drift alone, not bound to any galaxy, not claimed by any system. They are called intergalactic stars, orphaned by collisions long ago. Their light still shines, faint and cold, traveling without destination. Some of these stars may have planets, moons, even warmth. Though they wander forever through night, it's a lonely thought, but also a kind one, that even when torn from their homes, they continue to glow. The universe makes no distinction between belonging and exile. Every light, wherever it drifts, still belongs to the whole. Some stars are born where others have died. When a massive star explodes, it scatters elements into the space around it. Iron, carbon, silicon, gold. Those particles mix with cold gas and dust, eventually collapsing again under gravity's pull. From that collapse, new stars ignite, new worlds form, and new stories begin. In this way, the death of one star feeds the birth of another. The universe is not wasteful. It recycles itself endlessly, reshaping the ashes of one generation into the next. Somewhere out there, a star may be burning bright with the atoms of a star that died before the Earth was born. Destruction and creation are the same quiet motion, seen from two sides. Space itself is stretching beneath everything. When we say the universe is expanding, we don't mean galaxies are flying apart through emptiness. We mean that the emptiness itself is growing. Every moment, the distance between galaxies increases, not because they move, but because the space between them does. This expansion isn't loud or violent. It's as calm as the slow lifting of a tide. It carries everything: light, dust, thought, outward together. You are part of that expansion. Your atoms subtly separating, your breath riding the quiet swell of reality itself. Even as you rest, the fabric of the universe breathes a little wider. The night sky we see is already fading. As the universe expands faster and faster, distant galaxies slip beyond our reach. Their light stretches until it disappears from sight, redshifted into invisibility. Someday, billions of years from now, the night sky will be nearly empty. Only the nearest stars and galaxies will remain visible. But that won't be loss. It will be peace. The universe is not vanishing. It's simply drifting apart, each region given its own horizon of light. What we see now, this rich, glowing sky, is a gift of timing. A perfect moment when the cosmos is both visible and vast. We live in the brief, bright pause between darknesses. Every breath you take contains atoms older than the stars. The oxygen that fills your lungs tonight has traveled through an unbroken chain of existence, from ancient oceans to trees, from mountains to sky, from the hearts of dead suns to the air that moves gently around you now. Every inhalation is a reunion, a quiet meeting with what has always been. Some of those atoms are billions of years old, forged when the first stars took shape. You are breathing the same elements that once drifted through the birth of galaxies. Each breath is a continuation, not a beginning. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are one of its many ways of moving. The light of a vanished star still touches you. Many of the stars you see have already died. Their light continues to travel through space, reaching your eyes long after their fire has gone out. This is the universe's way of remembering, carrying brightness forward, even after its source is gone. The night sky is filled with ghosts of light, each beam a love letter from the past. When you look up, you're reading messages from long ago. I was here, I burned, I shone for you. In this way, nothing truly disappears. It only keeps moving until someone notices. Tonight, that someone is you. Gravity connects everything, even what seems apart. Though the distances between stars and galaxies are immense, gravity binds them in invisible harmony. It's the softest of all forces, yet it reaches the farthest, holding even the most distant galaxies in conversation. The pull you feel keeping your feet on the ground is the same law guiding planets, moons, and clusters across eternity. The same gentle tug that holds you to Earth holds Earth to the Sun, and the Sun to the Milky Way. It is a web that never snaps, the universe's way of keeping everything, everywhere, quietly linked. There are clouds of gas in space that could swallow our entire solar system. Far from stars, great nebulae drift, vast oceans of hydrogen and dust, so large that light itself takes years to cross them. Within these clouds, new suns are born, and old starlight is softened into mist. They glow faintly in hues of violet, rose, and blue, colored by the energy of young stars hidden inside. If you could float within one, there would be no horizon, only light, only cloud, only peace. You would not know up or down, only the soft warmth of a universe quietly making something new. Somewhere, a new universe might already be forming. Physics suggests that the universe could give birth to others, bubbles of space budding off through quantum fluctuation or cosmic inflation. We may be one ripple among countless ripples, each with its own laws, its own physics, its own story. We can't see them, and we may never reach them, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. Like dreams within dreams, they may exist side by side, each unaware of the others, each expanding gently into their own silence. The thought isn't frightening, it's soothing. To know that creation doesn't stop, it only changes direction. Your body glows faintly with starlight. Though your eyes can't see it, you emit light, tiny photons in the infrared, invisible but real. Every living thing does. It's the quiet radiation of warmth, the echo of the fire that once forged your atoms. You're a constellation of heat and motion, glowing softly into the air around you. In a very literal sense, you are a small star, a body that burns, radiates, and changes. Somewhere in deep space, a telescope sensitive enough might see your outline against the cold, the shape of a human, shining faintly, alive. Some atoms in your body were once inside another being. Every element you carry, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, has traveled through endless forms. The carbon in your blood may have flowed through an ancient fern, a fish, a flame, a star. Life does not start anew. It recycles itself in infinite variations. When you breathe, eat, move, or dream, you are continuing a pattern that has no beginning and no end. You are made of memory, of earth, of ocean, of light. The universe keeps nothing truly separate. It only changes its arrangements, softly, endlessly, beautifully. Even silence carries a rhythm. In the spaces between stars, in the pauses between heartbeats, there is a rhythm too slow to hear, a steady pulse of existence itself. Every particle vibrates, every atom dances. The air around you hums at the edge of perception. Even the pause between your breaths is part of this cosmic meter. If you listen closely enough, not with your ears, but with your attention, You might feel it, the quiet alignment between your body's calm and the rhythm of the world around you. The universe breathes, and without knowing, so do you. The night is not the opposite of light. It is its keeper. Darkness is not emptiness. It is the space that holds light, the canvas that allows brightness to exist. The night sky is not the absence of day. It's the great cradle in which all light is born. Every galaxy, every sun, every reflection glows because darkness allows it to. Without night, light would have nowhere to rest. So when the world grows dim around you, it's not erasure, it's invitation. The universe is asking you to close your eyes, to see with something deeper. You are part of the story the universe tells itself to stay awake. Everything you have ever thought or felt, every dream and curiosity is a continuation of what began billions of years ago. Hydrogen atoms learning how to think. Consciousness is the universe becoming aware of its own existence. When you wonder about the stars, it's the cosmos reflecting on its own beauty. You are that reflection. You are not looking at the universe. You are the universe looking inward. The same forces that guide galaxies guide your pulse. You are made of the same stillness, the same patience, the same ancient light. Some stars flicker like gentle candle flames. Not all stars shine with steady light. Some brighten and fade in soft, repeating cycles, slow heartbeats in the dark. These are variable stars, and their changes tell stories of balance and breath. As they swell and contract, their outer layers rise and fall like waves, whispering through the vacuum. Astronomers can measure their rhythm precisely, but there is also poetry in their pulse. Each flicker is a breath of the cosmos, a lullaby sung in wavelengths instead of sound. Somewhere far away, a star blinks softly, keeping time with the quiet beating of your heart. The earth hums beneath your feet. Our planet, too, has its own voice. Beneath oceans and mountains, low vibrations travel through rock and water, resonances caused by waves, winds, and shifting tides. The frequency is so low it lies far below hearing, but it's always there. Scientists call it the Earth's microsystem, a global heartbeat that never stops. If you could listen in the right way, you'd hear the planet purring beneath you, a sound made by waves colliding, continents breathing, and life continuing. Even when everything feels still, the Earth is quietly singing you to sleep. Somewhere, stars are being born even now. As you lie here, clouds of gas are collapsing in distant nebulae. Under gravity's patient pull, hydrogen gathers, pressure builds, and new suns ignite, each one a beginning. The light from those newborn stars will take millions of years to reach us, but it will come. The universe is not finished. It's still creating, still expanding, still learning how to shine. You may fall asleep tonight beneath ancient light, but somewhere in the darkness, the next dawn of creation has already begun. A single grain of sand holds more atoms than stars in the galaxy. It's easy to look up and think of space as infinite, but the small things are just as vast. In one tiny grain of sand, there are roughly 100 quintillion atoms, each one its own universe of motion and space. The complexity of that single grain rivals the cosmos itself. The same mathematics that describes galaxies describes atoms too. Scale doesn't matter. Infinity hides in both directions, outward and inward. You don't need to travel far to touch eternity. You already hold it in your hands. Even in the farthest darkness, light always returns. Photons can travel forever, bending, fading, and stretching, but they do not stop. Light finds paths around gravity wells and through dust clouds, always moving forward. It is persistence made visible. The night sky is proof of this, the record of light that refused to vanish. In every glimmer is the promise of continuity, that what shines will not be lost, only transformed. You too are made of light that endures. It burns softly in your chest, the same fire that began in the hearts of ancient stars. And just like them, you are radiant even when unseen. Every galaxy is a memory written in light. Each spiral and cluster you see in the night sky is the record of countless transformations, collisions, births, endings, and renewals. Galaxies carry their past the way tree rings hold the history of seasons. The faint red hues belong to the oldest stars, while the blue ones mark regions still young and restless. In that glow lies the full biography of creation. When we look at them, we aren't merely observing, we are remembering. Each photon that reaches us is a letter in the universe's long story, still unfolding, still being told, still glowing softly in the dark. There are colors the human eye can never see. The visible spectrum is only a narrow ribbon in the ocean of light. Beyond violet, ultraviolet burns unseen. Beyond red, infrared whispers warmth that we feel but cannot perceive. There are X-rays and radio waves, gamma rays and microwaves, all different forms of the same phenomenon. The universe is painted in hues that no eye could ever capture, yet they move through us constantly, brushing across skin, sky, and sea. What we call darkness is often just a color beyond our reach. The cosmos is always luminous. We simply see a fraction of its beauty. Even the emptiest space holds the potential for creation. In quantum physics, the vacuum isn't nothing. It's everything waiting to happen. Tiny fluctuations in energy appear and vanish like thoughts at the edge of awareness. From this restless quiet, whole universes might arise. The fabric of existence hums softly beneath the threshold of detection, as though reality itself were dreaming. If you've ever felt that silence has a pulse, that stillness feels alive, you're not wrong. Even nothing is busy becoming something. The universe never truly sleeps. It only rests between breaths, somewhere. Light from the first stars still travels through the dark. Those ancient beams began their journey more than 13 billion years ago, when the universe first learned to shine. They've crossed unimaginable distances, stretched by time, cooled by expansion, but still they move, never slowing, never stopping. When a telescope captures one, it's like catching the last note of a song sung at the dawn of everything, and that note is still echoing through galaxies, through your eyes, through the atoms that once burned in those same fires. The first light is still moving through the last darkness. You are made of the universe's desire to know itself. Everything you are, your thoughts, your memories, your dreams, is matter organizing itself into awareness. Hydrogen became stars, stars became carbon, carbon became life, and life became you. The universe didn't just happen to create consciousness. It needed to look back and see what it had done. When you think, wonder, or drift into sleep, you're continuing the work of the cosmos, turning existence into experience. You are not small. You are precisely the size of the universe, expressed as one mind, one breath, one heartbeat. The universe hums with a background of quiet sound. Though space is silent to our ears, the cosmos is full of vibrations. The ancient plasma of the early universe carried pressure waves, cosmic sound, that rippled through it long before light could travel. Those ripples left marks we can still detect today, frozen in the large-scale structure of galaxies. They are the softest possible echoes of creation, like a bell that rang once and never truly stopped. The pitch was unimaginably low, its wavelength the size of galaxies, You cannot hear it, yet it holds you. The world itself is part of that lingering note. There are stars so cold they glow only in radio waves. Not every sun burns white hot. Some collapsed stars cool until they no longer shine invisible light. They still radiate, but in frequencies our eyes cannot see. Quiet warmth that fills the long night. These are cosmic embers, the end of stellar life turned into whispers of energy. They are what happens when light decides to rest. If you could stand near one, you'd see nothing, only feel the faint warmth of memory itself. Even the stars know how to sleep. Some galaxies are shaped like question marks. When galaxies collide and stretch, their stars form strange patterns. Hooks, rings, spirals, and sometimes curling tails that look like cosmic punctuation. The universe writes its own sentences across the void, using gravity as its ink. A galaxy shaped like a question mark is not asking us anything in words, but it still stirs the same feeling. Wonder, the sense that something vast is thinking, and we are its thought. These shapes remind us that curiosity isn't ours alone. It's part of the geometry of everything. Every atom in your body has traveled across the universe. The hydrogen in your blood was born in the Big Bang. The oxygen you breathe was forged in stars. The calcium in your bones once drifted through interstellar clouds before finding home here. You are a collection of journeys, particles that have crossed billions of light years to become you, to sit quietly now, breathing. The universe didn't assemble you by accident. It gathered itself carefully, molecule by molecule, so that for a short while, it could rest in your shape and feel what it's like to be alive. The cosmos is always looking back at itself. When light leaves a star and travels across time to meet your eyes, reflection happens twice. Once in the mirror of your awareness, and again in the physics of space. You become both observer and observed. Every gaze into the night sky is a circle completed, the universe noticing itself through the window of consciousness. The stars are not far away. They are inside you, waiting to be seen. Each look upward is a reunion. Light meeting light, silence meeting understanding. The night sky is a mirror made of time. Every point of light you see is not where it is now, but where it once was. You are gazing not into distance, but into history. The stars you admire may have moved, merged, or faded, yet their light continues, patiently crossing the ages to find you. You are, in this moment, the endpoint of ancient brightness, the receiver of messages written before humankind had eyes to read them. Time does not vanish in space. It simply travels as light, waiting for someone to notice its glow. There are clouds of alcohol drifting through the Milky Way. In the heart of certain nebulae, complex organic molecules form naturally. Ethanol, methanol, even molecules that taste like raspberries and smell faintly of rum. It sounds like whimsy, but it is fact. Chemistry in the void creates familiar substances in alien silence. There are clouds the size of solar systems where such molecules float, invisible and unbothered, waiting centuries to collide and combine again. The universe experiments endlessly, from starlight to scent, from gas to sugar. It is a patient alchemist mixing possibility in the darkness. Some stars are so vast they could swallow our entire solar system. The red supergiants, like Betelgeuse, Antares, and Ui Scuti, are stars inflated by age, their atmospheres stretched thin by heat. If placed where our sun is, they would engulf the orbit of Jupiter, yet they shine softly, their light diffused, their presence immense but calm. They are elder stars, nearing the end of their burning, luminous reminders that power can be gentle, When they finally shed their outer layers, they will seed the cosmos with new elements, and from their endings, new stars will begin. Even greatness must exhale eventually. Invisible winds are constantly passing through you. Every moment, cosmic rays, tiny, high-energy particles, stream from the depths of space and pass through your body. Neutrinos from the sun slip through you by the trillions each second, unnoticed and unfelt. You are porous to the universe. It moves through you as freely as wind through a field. It isn't something to fear, only to recognize. A reminder that the boundary between you and everything else is thinner than you think. You are not separate. You are part of the flow. The universe expands, but it also remembers how to return. Some cosmologists imagine that the cosmos might one day stop stretching and begin to fall back inward, a slow, graceful contraction called the Big Crunch. Others believe it will fade forever, cooling into silence. But in some theories, it doesn't end at all. It bounces, reborn from its own collapse, creating a new cosmos from the ashes of the old. Whether that happens or not doesn't change the truth. The universe is cyclical in spirit. Stars die and rise again. Light fades and returns. Even endings are only pauses in a rhythm too vast to hear. Somewhere, the universe is still beginning. The expansion that began at the Big Bang has never stopped. In the deepest regions, new space continues to unfurl. Invisible, silent, endless. It isn't an explosion that fades, but a continuous breath, an ever-slowing inhale. The first moments of creation are not gone. They are still happening, stretched so thin that we experience them as the present. Every moment you live is built on that ongoing birth. Creation was not an event. It is a condition. You are floating inside it even now. A quiet witness to a universe that is still learning how to exist. The galaxies whisper in radio waves. If your ears could hear in frequencies far beyond sound, you would hear a constant soft murmur, the steady sigh of the Milky Way, the rhythmic flicker of pulsars, the low breath of ancient hydrogen. Radio telescopes capture this music for us, the universe speaking in wavelengths longer than mountains. It's not noise, but conversation. Matter, talking to matter. Energy sharing its memory. When you imagine silence in space, remember that it only seems silent because we are small. The cosmos is always speaking. We are simply learning how to listen. There are particles that move through time differently than we do. Neutrinos, cosmic rays, even photons. Each follows time in its own rhythm. A particle of light, traveling at the cosmic speed limit, experiences no passage of time at all. From its perspective, its emission and its arrival are the same instant. That means the light touching your eyes tonight left its star billions of years ago, but never aged a moment. It has existed in an eternal now. You are receiving the ageless present of something born before Earth itself. In that light, time folds like soft fabric, and everything becomes one breath. The shadows between galaxies are not truly dark. Between the stars lies a faint scattering of cosmic dust, particles smaller than smoke drifting freely. They absorb and release starlight so gently that the glow is nearly imperceptible. Yet, when astronomers measure carefully, the shadows reveal themselves to be glowing very faintly. A ghostly gray light, called the cosmic optical background. It's the sum of all forgotten light, the residual shimmer of everything that has ever shone. The darkness you see is simply the quietest kind of illumination. There is no such thing as pure dark, only the softest kind of light. The Milky Way and Andromeda are already touching. Two great galaxies, each filled with hundreds of billions of stars, are on a slow-motion collision course. In about 4 billion years, they will merge into one enormous elliptical galaxy, but their outer halos of gas and dark matter are already overlapping, their edges brushing invisibly across the void. Even now, we are part of that meeting, a quiet blending too vast to sense. Someday, new constellations will fill the sky, new suns will form, and everything will change. But in this moment, we are already joined. Connection doesn't wait for contact. It begins in the unseen. Even the smallest spark in space can outshine a galaxy. When two neutron stars collide, their meeting releases energy beyond comprehension. A flash so powerful, it can outshine entire galaxies for a brief, trembling moment. It's called a kilonova. Yet from our distance, it appears only as a faint shimmer in the black. The universe's greatest storms pass in silence here, seen only by those who are still enough to notice. There is grace in that quiet power. The stars teach us that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it glows softly for a heartbeat, and then becomes dust again. There is a wind that blows between the galaxies. It moves not like air, but like temperature itself. Vast flows of charged particles drifting through the intergalactic medium. These cosmic breezes carry whispers of long-dead stars, cooled by eons, shaped by the gravity of clusters. They are invisible rivers of creation, connecting the islands of light across impossible distances. You are breathing the remnants of such journeys even now. Every atom in your lungs has been swept along currents older than time, carried through light and shadow to arrive here, inside your next breath. The most distant galaxies may never be seen again, because the universe is expanding faster and faster. Some galaxies are already slipping away beyond reach. Their light stretches until it fades, redshifted into invisibility. They are not destroyed. They are simply beyond communication, drifting into forever. In time, only our local galaxies will remain visible, and the rest of the cosmos will be lost to sight. It may sound sad, but it isn't. It means that what you see now, this shared starlit moment, is a rare and precious glimpse of everything that ever was. You are living during the universe's visible dawn. Black holes can sing in gravity's voice. When two of them merge, the collision sends ripples through the fabric of space itself. Gravitational waves, faint but real. These waves stretch and compress all of existence as they pass, like the universe breathing deeply for a moment. Detectors on Earth have heard them, translating their rhythm into sound. Deep, distant notes that ring once and fade. The lowest music there is. The cosmos hums in bass tones that no ear could catch unaided. When you sleep, you dream in those frequencies, the ones the universe uses to remember itself. One day, even the stars will grow quiet. Far into the future, the galaxies will exhaust their fuel. The last red dwarfs will flicker out, and the universe will cool into darkness. But darkness is not the end. It's a resting state. The calm afterlight has finished its long journey. Somewhere, perhaps, in that stillness, another kind of dawn will begin. Perhaps new physics will awaken. Perhaps time will fold inward and breathe again. Nothing in the universe ever truly stops. It only waits for a reason to rise once more. The atoms in your body were once light, long before there were bones or oceans or thought. There was only radiation, energy so pure it had no form, no shape, only motion. Over billions of years, that light slowed, condensed, and became matter. Some of that matter became you. Every cell in your body, every breath you take, is cooled, captured light. You are the universe remembering how to shine. When you close your eyes, you do not leave the world behind. You return to the glow that made you. There are rivers of stars flowing through our galaxy. They are called stellar streams, remnants of smaller galaxies that were absorbed long ago. Their stars stretch across the Milky Way like threads of silver mist, still following the ghostly path of what once was. Some of those stars are older than our sun, still drifting in silent procession, unhurried, undisturbed. The Milky Way is not one body, it's a mosaic, a gathering of journeys woven together by gravity's patient hand. When you look up at the night sky, you are seeing motion frozen in beauty, the slow dance of time itself. Invisible light surrounds you all the time. Though your eyes see only a narrow band, you live bathed in invisible radiance, microwaves from the birth of the cosmos, infrared warmth from the ground beneath you, ultraviolet whispers from the sun, radio waves from distant galaxies. You are surrounded by a continuous hum of brightness, unseen but present. Even in darkness, you are never truly alone. The world glows quietly in every direction, a soft reminder that illumination is not always visible. Sometimes, it's simply the comfort of knowing the universe is still there, shining gently beyond perception. In deep space, time itself can freeze. Near the event horizon of a black hole, gravity bends time so intensely that an outside observer would see everything slow, pause, and stop. But from the inside, time continues normally. Two realities, one frozen, one flowing, coexisting in the same fabric. It's a paradox, yet a natural one, proof that even time can rest. The universe allows pauses at every scale, for stars, for galaxies, and for you. Every breath you take is a small reprieve, a local stillness in a universe that never sleeps. Somewhere, light from Earth is still traveling outward. Every radio signal, every broadcast, every flash of light ever sent into the night continues to move through space, 100 light years away. Echoes of early transmissions are already crossing alien skies. To the universe, Earth is a flicker, a tiny spark pulsing outward, announcing, "We are here." Even if no one ever receives it, the light remains, stretching across eternity. Somewhere in the dark, your laughter, your songs, your words are still traveling, mingling with the cosmic background, becoming part of the universe's long, slow hum. Every sunrise is ancient light reborn. The warmth that touches your face in the morning began in the heart of the sun. Tens of thousands of years ago, photons born from nuclear fusion wandered endlessly inside the solar interior, bouncing, scattering, waiting. When they finally escaped the surface, they crossed 93 million miles of space to meet you. A journey of patience and precision. The light you feel is the sun's oldest memory, arriving right on time. Every sunrise is not a beginning, but a reunion. The return of light that has always loved this world. The air around you carries traces of the entire planet. Every breath you take contains molecules that have drifted through deserts, jungles, mountaintops, and oceans. Some have circled Earth for centuries. Others were exhaled by trees, whales, or distant ancestors long before you were born. The air is a global ocean, its currents invisible but constant. When you inhale, you're taking part in the longest, most peaceful exchange imaginable. A conversation that began long before humanity and will continue long after. You are breathing the shared history of everything alive. Even shadows hold the story of light. When something blocks the sun, it doesn't erase light. It sculpts it. Shadows are not absence, but for form. The shape of illumination, meeting matter. Every tree that sways, every ripple that moves across a wall, is light finding new ways to express itself. The universe speaks equally through brightness and shade. It doesn't choose between them, it balances. And in that balance, everything finds rest. Even your thoughts cast shadows, and even those are part of the same gentle play between what shines and what receives. The oceans echo the rhythm of the moon. Each tide that rises and falls is the silent heartbeat of our planet, guided by a companion that never touches us, yet never stops pulling. The moon's gravity lifts entire seas, sculpting their movement into a slow, ceaseless song. You are part of that rhythm too. The water in your body moves in time with the tides. Every cell feels the moon's faint touch. You are made mostly of water, and that water still listens to the sky. The Milky Way is moving toward its future like a dreamer. Turning over in sleep, our galaxy drifts through the cosmic web at nearly 2 million kilometers per hour, not rushing, simply gliding, carried along the currents of invisible gravity. Within it, the sun orbits, the earth spins, and you move quietly through your own small orbit of rest and thought. Everything moves, yet nothing hurries. It is motion without anxiety, purpose without effort. The universe does not strain to exist. It simply does, and in that effortless motion, you can find the same peace. The stars you see tonight are part of one long breath. Every glowing point above you is a moment in the same exhale. Energy released long ago, still stretching across eternity. The light of stars is ancient, but not gone. It moves forward forever, filling the void so that nothing is truly empty. You are witnessing a single gesture of the cosmos, still unfolding after billions of years. The night sky is the shape of that gesture, the universe breathing out, and as you breathe in, you complete the motion. The earth is wrapped in a thin, fragile glow. Seen from space, our planet shines with a faint blue halo, sunlight scattered by air and water, softened by distance. It's delicate, almost transparent, like breath on glass. Yet inside that shimmer, everything you've ever known exists. Every sound, every face, every dream is held within that narrow layer of light. To the universe, Earth is a fragile lantern, drifting in darkness. To us, it is home, the quiet miracle that cradles consciousness in its gentle blue hands. Rain that falls tonight may one day touch the stars. When a raindrop lands, it begins a journey into rivers, oceans, clouds, and vapor. Some of that vapor escapes the atmosphere entirely, carried away by solar wind, drifting into space. A molecule of water from your window could, one day, float beyond the solar system, frozen in time among the stars. Matter wanders without hurry. There are no endings in nature, only continuations. Even what seems to fall is simply finding a new sky. Every sleeping person glows faintly with heat from the sun. The warmth beneath your skin tonight began as sunlight, stored by the world, and released again through you. The energy that keeps your heart beating, that moves your chest in quiet rhythm, was once part of a star's fire. You are not borrowing it. You are participating in its journey. The long cycle of light becoming life, becoming warmth again. When you sleep, the sun sleeps with you, dim and tender in your blood. The constellations are stories written in motion. The patterns you trace in the sky, Orion, Lyra, the bear, are only temporary alignments. The stars within them are scattered across vast distances, moving in different directions. Over millennia, those shapes will drift and vanish, but that impermanence is what makes them beautiful. The constellations are stories the Earth tells itself for a little while, pictures that help us remember where we are in the dark. Even as they change, they remind us wonder is never lost. It only changes its outline. The trees listen to the stars in their own quiet way. At night, when the air cools and the wind stills, the leaves stop their restless turning. In that calm, trees begin subtle chemical rhythms, timed to the shifting pull of the moon and the whisper of temperature from above. Some open tiny pores, some close. They do not think, yet they respond to light, to gravity, to the same cosmic dance that moves the planets. Every forest breathes with the rhythm of the heavens, and somewhere between the sigh of branches and the hum of stars, the world falls into perfect synchronization. The auroras are the sky remembering the sun. When charged particles from solar winds meet the Earth's magnetic field, they spiral down toward the poles and set the atmosphere alight. Green, pink, and violet curtains ripple across the night. What you're seeing is the air itself, glowing with excitement. Oxygen and nitrogen singing in color. It is the Earth's way of responding to touch, a soft reaction to the sun's invisible hand. In those moments, the sky becomes an ocean of living light, and the boundary between night and day dissolves. Some stars never stop collapsing. They fall forever. Inside a black hole, space and time exchange places. There is no surface, no bottom, no where. Only an inward direction that never ends. Yet even this endless fall is peaceful. The equations describing it are smooth, quiet, and balanced in its own way. A black hole is not destruction, but rest, matter coming to its final stillness, time folding into sleep. Even the most violent birth of gravity resolves, eventually, into silence. Comets are memories of the solar system's youth. Each one drifts through the dark carrying ice, older than Earth itself. When they near the sun, that ancient ice begins to glow, leaving trails of dust and vapor that linger long after the comet has gone. To watch one cross the night sky is to witness the solar system remembering its first days, a spark of origin returning home for a visit before continuing its endless, elliptical pilgrimage. They are reminders that everything in the universe travels in circles, always returning to where it began. Even space dust can shimmer with its own light. Tiny particles, smaller than grains of sand, drift through the solar system, catching sunlight and scattering it like mist. They create a faint glow, known as the zodiacal light, a soft pyramid rising from the horizon just before dawn or after dusk. Most people never see it, though it's always there. It's the quiet reflection of what remains between worlds. Dust, light, and the space between. The universe is not empty. It is filled with subtle brilliance, waiting for a slower gaze. The stars are not still. They wander together through the dark. Even the constellations that seem frozen above us are moving, slowly but endlessly. The entire Milky Way is turning, a vast galactic river spiraling once every 230 million years. Every star within it traces a graceful arc through space, each with its own tiny drift, its own small rhythm. The patterns we see are snapshots in motion, fleeting arrangements in a cosmic dance too large for human eyes to witness in full. When you look up at the night sky, you're catching one brief frame of eternity's slow film. There are planets made of pure ice that burn with invisible fire. In the far reaches beyond Neptune, worlds like Triton and Pluto shine in the reflected glow of a distant sun. Their surfaces are frozen, yet beneath them may flow oceans warmed by tidal heat, friction born of motion, not flame. In those buried seas, chemical reactions may stir quietly, waiting, even in the coldest places, warmth finds a way to hide. The universe never truly stops glowing. It only shifts its light deeper inward to where patience takes the place of brightness. Invisible hands of gravity sculpt every galaxy you see. We think of galaxies as still spirals or glowing ellipses, but they are alive with motion, stretched, twisted, and carved by dark matter. The unseen shapes the seen. Stars move along paths that trace the geometry of gravity itself, as if following a pattern written long before they existed. These curves and whirls are the handwriting of the cosmos, the calligraphy of physics, and though we cannot read the full message, we can feel it. A quiet order behind the chaos, a soft symmetry beneath all things. Lightning has been found on other worlds. On Saturn, it flashes deep within the yellow haze. On Jupiter, it dances in storms larger than Earth itself. Even Venus, wrapped in toxic clouds, occasionally flickers with hidden sparks. Wherever there is atmosphere, there is potential for light. Electricity is one of the universe's oldest languages. Energy seeking balance, crossing the divide between opposites. Each bolt, each flash, is a moment of equilibrium restored. Lightning is in anger, it's understanding. Nature remembering how to reconnect. The center of our galaxy hides a quiet giant. Far beyond the dust and glow of the Milky Way's arms lies a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A. It sits at the heart of everything we know, invisible but immense, holding stars in orbit with its silent weight. Around it, matter spirals like whispers circling a secret. From that darkness comes not destruction, but cohesion, the invisible balance that allows the rest of the galaxy to exist. Every orbit you see, every star that shines, does so in harmony with that silent gravity. The center of the galaxy, like the center of you, is quiet, but powerful. The night sky is an ocean, and we are floating on its surface. Every star is a reflection rippling across the black. When you look upward, you are looking into a sea without edges, a depth so vast that even thought cannot reach the bottom. Galaxies drift like phosphorescent creatures beneath invisible waves. The dark between them is not void, but the space where time deepens. We are the small lights upon that sea, islands of warmth, consciousness shimmering for a moment before blending back into the tide. The universe doesn't look down or up, it simply expands and carries us with it. Some moons hide entire oceans beneath their ice. Europa, Enceladus, Titan, worlds wrapped in frozen shells, but alive beneath. Tidal forces from their giant parent planets stretch and squeeze their cores, creating warmth, melting water, and stirring chemical seas. In those hidden oceans, there may be currents, vents, and even the beginnings of life. The sunlight that cannot touch them glows faintly in reflection, tracing their orbits like pearls in the dark. They are planets within planets, secrets beneath silence. The universe keeps its most delicate wonders hidden, not to withhold them, but to let them dream undisturbed. There is more space within an atom than between galaxies. If you could look deep inside the matter that makes you, you would find mostly emptiness, a nucleus smaller than a speck, and electrons whirling in vast proportionless distance. The scale inside is no less astonishing than the scale outside. The architecture of existence repeats itself in every direction, the same vastness that holds galaxies' lives quietly inside your hands. You are both microscopic and infinite, a universe contained within another, reflecting itself perfectly, endlessly. Space itself can ripple like fabric in the wind. When massive objects move, 2 black holes, 2 neutron stars, their motion sends waves through space-time. These gravitational waves stretch and squeeze everything they pass through. The Earth, too, sways in these subtle rhythms, though we cannot feel them. Instruments like LIGO listen for these ripples, faint, distant tremors of the cosmos, remembering its own motion. When the first was detected, the sound translated to a single tone, a rising hum, a sigh of gravity. The song of space-time is long, slow, and endlessly patient. Somewhere, light is still leaving the first dawn. The oldest photons, the first free light of the universe, are still traveling, stretched thin by eons. That same glow, the cosmic microwave background, passes through you every moment. It does not fade, it only cools, its wavelength lengthening as the cosmos expands. Every second, you are bathed in the residue of the universe's awakening, the echo of creation's first breath. You do not need to look for it. It is already here, passing gently through your body, your home, your sky. The first morning never truly ended. It just became quieter. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of ancient stars. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, both were forged in stellar cores, shaped by cycles of fusion that beat in time with gravity's pulse. Your heart's steady rhythm is not random. It's a continuation of that same universal pattern. Expansion and contraction, breath and rest, light and dark. When your pulse slows into sleep, it is not stopping. It is sinking, falling into step with the slow, invisible metronome of the cosmos. You are a rhythm the stars began and never ended. The dust between stars holds the blueprint for life. In the dark lanes of nebulae, where starlight is too weak to shine through, complex organic molecules drift, amino acids, simple sugars, carbon chains, the building blocks of everything living. They gather quietly on grains of cosmic dust, waiting to fall into new worlds. Every time a star forms, it carries with it the seeds of life's chemistry, the same dust now hidden in the Milky Way's arms, once floated through the clouds that became us. Life is not a miracle against the odds. It is the universe's natural way of remembering itself. The faintest stars will outlive them all. Red dwarfs, small, dim suns barely visible to the eye, burn their fuel with astonishing patience, while massive stars blaze bright and die young. These faint ones sip their hydrogen slowly, glowing for trillions of years, long after our own sun fades, long after galaxies drift apart. The red dwarfs will remain, whispering their soft light into eternity. They are the universe's final embers, proof that gentleness endures longer than intensity. Even in cosmic time, the quietest things last the longest. There are storms on Jupiter that have raged for centuries. The Great Red Spot, a swirling oval larger than Earth, has been turning for more than 350 years. It is made of gases, heat, and gravity, locked in a perpetual conversation. Yet even that colossal storm moves with elegance, a steady rotation, a heartbeat in color and motion. Jupiter's winds sing in radio frequencies, its lightning flashes brighter than any on Earth. Still, from afar, the planet looks calm, a marbled eye watching the sun. It is chaos seen through distance, transformed into beauty. Even galaxies grow old gracefully. The ones that once blazed blue with newborn stars fade to soft amber as time passes. Their arms loosen, their light cools, and their forms smooth into ellipses. They don't vanish. They evolve into quiet brilliance, like candlelight after a flame. Old galaxies glow not with youth's fire, but with endurance, with the faint, content warmth of completion. In them, The universe shows us that age is not loss, it is transformation. The cosmos ages beautifully, and so do we. The night sky changes, even when it seems still. The stars above you are never in the same place twice. Each moves through space on its own slow journey, tracing invisible paths over thousands of years. Even Polaris, the North Star, will drift away from its post one day, replaced by another. Yet we look up and see permanence, because our lives are brief, and the sky is patient. It waits for no one, yet it never hurries. In its vastness, change is not disruption, but breathing. Every star is simply exhaling into a new position, one heartbeat at a time. Mountains hum with frequencies too low to hear. Seismic vibrations, shaped by the movement of continents and the whisper of wind, make every mountain resonate faintly. The earth hums continuously, a deep tone woven from the friction of tides, the weight of air, and the spin of its core. Scientists have recorded it, a faint, trembling note that never stops. The planet's lullaby. You are part of that sound. Each step you take, each sigh you make, folds into the Earth's long music. You have always been part of its song. Every drop of water remembers where it has been. The molecules in your cup tonight may have fallen as rain on ancient forests, frozen in glaciers, or drifted through clouds that touch the Himalayas. Water cycles endlessly, rising, falling, freezing, melting. It forgets nothing, carries everything. When you drink, you're connecting with something that has touched mountains, rivers, and skies. You are completing a circle that has turned since before the first sunrise. You are made, in part, of memory, liquid and eternal. The sun hums too, a low, resonant sound that fills the solar system. Deep inside our star, pressure waves ripple through the plasma, vibrating in patterns that make the whole sun ring like a bell. The tones are far too deep for ears to hear, hundreds of times below the lowest note on a piano, but satellites can record them. The sun's hum is gentle, continuous, ancient, a single steady sound that has been playing for 4.5 billion years. When sunlight warms your skin, you are feeling the pulse of that music. You live inside the echo of a song. The sun never stops singing. The stars will one day fade, but their light will never stop traveling. Even after the last stars go dark, their light will keep crossing space, growing fainter, softer, slower, but still moving. There is no wall to stop it, no final horizon. Light goes on, carrying memory long after its source has rested. You are part of that continuum too. The warmth you share, the words you speak, the kindness you offer. They travel outward, invisible, but real. You cannot know where they end, because they don't. In the language of light, nothing is ever truly gone. Somewhere, a star is being born from the dust of another's death. When a massive star explodes, it scatters its elements, carbon, iron, oxygen, across space. Those atoms drift, cool, and gather again in new clouds. Under the slow pull of gravity, they form another star. The ashes of one life become the spark of another. Every sunrise, every spark of firelight on Earth carries that story. Destruction folding gently into creation. The universe has never stopped recycling its own brilliance. Even endings here are beginnings elsewhere. The universe does not repeat itself, yet it rhymes. Patterns emerge across every scale. Spiral galaxies echo hurricanes. The branching of lightning mirrors the roots of trees. Neurons resemble the web of cosmic filaments that hold galaxies together. The same geometry hums beneath everything, from the swirl of seashells to the arcs of solar flares. It's as if reality remembers its favorite shapes, repeating not exactly, but harmonically. We live inside those rhymes, built from them, dreaming them back into being. Every planet sings. Vibrations in magnetic fields and atmospheres create low-frequency tones that ripple across the solar system. Jupiter's poles hum in radio waves, Saturn's rings whisper in static. Even Earth emits its own chorus. Auroral hiss, lightning pops, and the long, soft breath of wind. Space probes have translated these electromagnetic songs into sound. The result is eerie and beautiful, a planetary symphony of sighs and pulses. When you close your eyes, you can almost hear it. The slow choir of worlds drifting in orbit, humming themselves awake. In the farthest reaches of space, loneliness does not exist. Even the most remote region, where galaxies are sparse and darkness stretches for millions of light years, is filled with faint particles, waves, and echoes. Photons drift endlessly. Neutrinos pass silently. Gravity connects everything with invisible threads. There is no true isolation in the cosmos. Every atom feels the rest. Even the emptiest space hums faintly with connection. You have never been alone, not for a single heartbeat of the universe's age. You are made of time as much as matter. Your body is built from atoms older than the planet beneath you, yet you move through each second like a ripple through water. You are not static. You are unfolding. Each thought, each breath, each moment adds to the long continuum that began before memory and will continue long after. You are not simply in time. You are time, briefly aware of itself, resting between the endless past and the infinite future. You are the pause where the universe stops to listen to its own rhythm. The universe measures itself in light. Light is the only true clock, steady, untiring, constant. Every second it travels 292 kilometers, marking the rhythm of everything that has ever been. When scientists measure distance in light years, they are really measuring time. How long it took a single beam to find us. Every star you see is a timestamp. Every glow is a record of when it was made. You live inside a map, drawn in light, surrounded by the memories of creation still on their way. There is gold in your veins from the death of stars. When two neutron stars collide, their meeting forges heavy elements, gold, platinum, silver, in an instant of unimaginable heat. Those atoms scatter through galaxies, drift through clouds, and settle eventually into planets, rivers, and bodies. Every ring, every glint of metal, every trace of gold within you was born in a cosmic explosion. You carry the story of violence turned to beauty. In your bloodstream flows the evidence that the universe knows how to turn pressure into grace. Between each heartbeat, the universe holds its breath. The pause after a heartbeat is as important as the beat itself. The stars, too, rest between pulses of energy. Planets swing closest to their suns, then drift away again. Even galaxies oscillate around their centers of mass. Existence is not constant motion, but motion balanced by stillness. When you feel the quiet between breaths, you are in perfect symmetry with everything. The stillness is not absence. It is participation in the rhythm that keeps the universe alive. The color of the universe is called cosmic latte. Astronomers once calculated the average hue of all light from nearby galaxies. The sum of every star's glow blended together. It turned out to be a gentle, creamy beige, the shade of warm milk at dawn. They named it cosmic latte. That soft color fills the intergalactic darkness, invisible to our eyes but real nonetheless. It means that the true color of the cosmos is not black or blue, but comfort. The tone of warmth spread thin across infinity. You live surrounded by a color that feels like calm. If you could hear the universe, it would sound like wind over a desert. Not loud, not silent, a low, endless hiss shaped by the background radiation of everything that ever happened. It would shift slightly with solar storms and whisper faintly with the birth of new stars. You would recognize it, the sound of distance itself, the sigh of everything moving farther away. And if you listened long enough, that sound would slow your pulse, align your breathing, and fold you gently into the rhythm that never ends. Every atom in your body was once light. Before matter formed, before stars burned, the universe was pure radiation, a glowing sea of photons and energy. In those early moments, light itself cooled and condensed into particles, and those particles became everything: the air, the oceans, your bones. All of it began as brightness. Somewhere deep within you, that memory still hums, the pulse of something that once moved at the speed of light and now rests, softly breathing. You are not made of dust alone. You are made of slowed down light. Galaxies drift apart, but gravity still remembers. Though space expands and carries galaxies away from one another, the pull of gravity never truly ends. Its influence stretches infinitely, faint but present. Two galaxies, billions of light years apart, still tug on each other, their attraction written into the curve of space itself. In this way, nothing is ever completely lost. The universe is a web of remembrance, each mass holding another in silent embrace. Even as everything drifts, it stays connected, softly, invisibly, eternally. There are colors in the universe that eyes cannot see. Beyond violet, beyond red, lies an endless spectrum of invisible light. Ultraviolet that burns without brightness, infrared that warms without glow, radio waves long and slow, X-rays sharp and high. The cosmos shines with hues beyond imagination. What we see is only a narrow band, a sliver of the true radiance of existence. Yet even that small window fills the night with wonder. The unseen colors are still there, dancing beyond perception, painting the dark with invisible fire. Even shadows carry the memory of light. When light meets an obstacle, it bends, diffuses, softens. A shadow is not the absence of illumination. It's the shape of light, remembering where it cannot go. On the moon, shadows stretch black and endless. On Earth, they shimmer faintly, filled with reflected glow. In deep space, the shadow of a planet crossing a star can reveal the chemicals in its air. Darkness, then, is not emptiness. It's evidence of light's persistence, the silent outline of brightness, refusing to disappear. The universe breathes, slowly, endlessly. From the expansion of galaxies to the collapse of clouds, the cosmos moves in great cycles. Stars are born, live and die. Gas cools, collects, and ignites again. Energy becomes matter, then returns to energy. Everything that exists within this breath, in and out, creation and rest. You are part of that breathing. Every inhalation mirrors the gathering of matter. Every exhalation, the letting go of light. The universe does not rush. It only expands, pauses, and begins again. The universe keeps time with the flicker of distant light. When we look at stars, we see their past, moments that happened millions or billions of years ago. Each shimmer in the night is a timestamp, a memory still traveling. Some of the stars we see are already gone, their light still en route, refusing to fade. Every glance at the sky is an act of time travel, a communion with the ancient. We are surrounded by the ghosts of brightness, still trying to reach us. And somehow, they always do. Somewhere, A comet carries the handwriting of the beginning. Frozen within a comet's icy heart are atoms untouched since the birth of the solar system. Hydrogen from the first stars, carbon from forgotten explosions. When comets pass near the sun, they leave trails of vapor and dust, ancient material falling like silver rain through our atmosphere. Some of it lands quietly on your skin or in the soil or on the surface of a lake. You have been touched without knowing it by fragments of the dawn of time. There are rivers of stars flowing through the Milky Way. These are stellar streams, the remnants of galaxies long absorbed, their stars still tracing graceful arcs through our own. They move together, quietly, obedient to the same gravitational rhythm. Astronomers map them like archaeologists reading constellations of memory. Each stream tells a story, a galactic collision, a slow merging, a dance that took billions of years to complete. Even in space, where everything drifts apart, some things still move together, companions bound by history. The night sky you know is not the same one ancient humans saw. Over tens of thousands of years, the tilt of Earth's axis changes, shifting the pattern of constellations. The stars rise and fall in different places. The pole star changes, Orion's belt drifts slightly apart, yet across cultures and millennia, humans have looked upward and felt the same pull, the same wonder. The sky may change, but the longing it awakens never does. Our ancestors dreamed beneath a different map of light, but the same infinity watched over them. There is light inside darkness, and darkness inside light. Even the brightest galaxy is threaded with shadow, dust lanes, cool gas, quiet regions where no stars shine. And even in the deepest voids, stray photons wander. Total darkness does not exist. Total brightness does not last. The universe, like you, exists in balance, expansion and contraction, radiance and rest. It is not made to be perfect. It is made to be whole. And in that wholeness, everything finds its place, even silence. Somewhere, the universe is still making its first sound. The ripples from the Big Bang, faint, stretched, softened, are still crossing the cosmos. Those waves of creation hum beneath everything, quieter than silence, slower than thought. You are hearing them now, not with your ears, but with your being. Every heartbeat is an echo of that first pulse. Every breath repeats the oldest rhythm. Expansion, stillness, return. The universe never stopped speaking. It only learned to whisper. Stars are not eternal, but their light is patient. It travels endlessly, slipping between galaxies, washing over dust, threading through darkness. It fades, but it never truly stops. Long after the stars themselves collapse, their glow will still be crossing the night, soft, endless, faithful. If light has a soul, it is memory, and every flicker you see above you is the universe remembering itself. The earth spins in silence, but you can feel its heartbeat. It is in the slow rhythm of tides, the rising and falling of breath, the gentle pull that keeps your feet on the ground. You are held by it, not separate, never apart. The atoms in your body obey the same gravity that moves the moon and stirs the sea. You are made of the same dust that fell from stars and formed the soil. You are the earth, dreaming that you are awake. Even the end of the universe will be peaceful. No explosion, no fire, just distance expanding quietly, light growing colder, motion slowing until it becomes still, the last particles drifting, unaware of being the last. It will not be sadness, only rest, the great exhalation after the longest breath. And maybe, in that stillness, something new will stir again. A soft shimmer like dawn returning after a night without end. And here you are, awake inside infinity, resting for a moment. The stars are moving, the galaxies are drifting, the universe is expanding, but you are safe in this breath. The world has no edges and neither do you. You are made of light slowed into matter, time folded into form, memory woven into motion. You are the cosmos, aware of itself for a fleeting instant, a bright pause in the eternal song. So let it all soften now. Let the mind quiet, the breath deepen, the body release. There is nothing left to seek. You have already come home. Sleep well, and thank you for dreaming with us.